Please rise for the military honor.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be presenting also today a rifle salute in honor of John Roach, and we will make sure that this proper salute is done with rifles. Therefore, it will be loud, particularly for any youngsters who may be present. It will be particularly loud as an actual rifle fire would be. My name is Donald Gentles. I'm a Lieutenant Colonel retired from the U.S. Army, and I represent the Veterans of Foreign Wars Post 9182. And so on behalf of our post commander, as well as the American Legion Post 164, also in Katy, we're honored to present honors to your husband, ma'am.
Thank you.
Ready, aim, fire! Ready, aim, fire! Ready, aim, fire! Lord, arms, present, arms.
selfless and grateful nation. Please accept this flag as a symbol of our appreciation for your loved ones' faithful and honorable service. Thank you.
And in honor of your husband's honorable service to the United States Air Force and the United States of America, we present these 3 cartridge shells from our rifle salutes and place these in the flag in memoriam of today's rifle volley. So on that.
Ma'am, on behalf of the President of the United States Air Force, and a grateful nation, please accept this Presidential Memorial Certificate for your loved one, John T. Roach, for his honorable and faithful service. You're welcome. If you want more for your family, just put the quantity here. It doesn't matter the amount, signature, phone number, date, fax, and the location is going to take 8 months or more due to this President certificates come out of DC. It'll just be the certificates.
Thank you so much.
John Roach was born on October the 26th of 1930 and spent much of his younger years in Virginia. After finishing school, John became an airman in the Air Force for at least 4 years, and because of his faithful service to his country, we can gather here today. John came to us from humble beginnings. He remembers working at the Oak Farms Dairy, where he would grab a toothpick so he could pretend he had eaten lunch. By the grace of God, he got a position at NASA there in Virginia and started cleaning buildings for an entire $1.54 an hour. But eventually learned printing and became a printer for NASA. Even so, he had a hard time supporting his family. By this time, he had 4 children: Mike, Virginia, John Jr., and Kathy. In 1962, though, he found a job at the Johnson Space Center here in Houston as an offset pressman in their printing department. He was content there and stayed there for 30 years, finally retiring in 1994 at a finishing salary of $26,000 per year, and he was proud of it. Pretty good for a humble boy from Virginia. John never forgot his humble beginnings. Because he had been through a lot, he had an amazing sense of kindness and compassion toward those who were less fortunate. This guy would open doors for someone who's a handicap or carry packages for someone if they were too heavy. He would help his whole neighborhood get their trash cans to the street to take care of those who had difficulty with that. He would listen to people and their problems. There was his friend Juan, who had been stepped on by a horse, and another friend who had been exposed to Agent Orange. John was always there for them. John was very easy to like and got along well with people. He loved to tell jokes. And he was the kind of guy who would compromise instead of fight. He was even-tempered and could express his anger quietly. And oh, how he loved his children. And oh, how he told them so, all 4 of them. Even when they were kids being kids, he loved them to the end and faithfully told them so. Even as his memory was slipping, he was always careful to remember one son's phone number. And as the kids grew older, the kids truly learned to appreciate his love. John also had a deep love for Cecilia. John and Cecilia met in San Antonio. They discovered that they both liked to dance. Well, they danced right into each other's arms. So on Cecilia's birthday in June of 1987, 24 years ago, John and Cecilia got married. And in John's amazingly practical way, they got married on their lunch break. And then celebrated later that evening. John was amazingly deep. Because of his humble beginnings, John wasn't able to go to college and get a formal education. But with his sharp mind, he more than made up for that. John became his own sports stats expert. He knew baseball. He knew football. He knew a lot about World War II. And he read books, including very deep spiritual books by Deepak Chopra and Brene Brown. He also liked to read the Unity Daily Devotional Guide called The Daily Word. He even considered entering the ministry because his soul ran deep. John rallied in his later years. He even managed to put in 10 years as a security guard from 2001 to 2011. In 2011, though, he had back surgery that didn't go well, and for the next 10 years, he slowly declined. But you know, in his final days, he told stories about seeing his deceased son, John Jr., and how John Jr. would come to visit him. On May the 12th, John slipped into eternity, where he can now visit with John Jr. face to face. Today, let's give thanks for John Roach. Let's give thanks to God for his humble beginnings that taught him kindness and compassion. Let's thank God for his likable personality and his even temper. Let's thank God that his soul ran deep. Above all, let us thank God that he is home, without suffering and without pain, until that beautiful day when we are together at home with him. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
It was 34 years, not 34.
Do it. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Anywhere, I'll take it.
Thank you. That was beautiful. Thank you so much. Oh, so sad. Well, I'm glad you liked that.